Oh, and so we're live. And with the worst possible lighting ever, I should really go into my Zoom. Got it. Got it. I should really go into my Zoom and see if they can't touch me up because I look terrible. Uh, and I don't want to. So let me see. We go into video settings and then we go into turn off my video. No. Sending video. No, I want there. Because there should be this thing where it makes me look better, wherever that is. Let's all hope for that. Okay, well, let's see. So there, and in general, there should be. Oh, here it is. Let's see. Use show user profile. That's me, and then there's my skin tone. Animate these features. Boy, maybe I don't get that anymore. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. So, hello. Remember that entire thing that I said the other day where I had this goal, and that goal was to do a video a day, starting at the first of the year, and that if I did that, some good somehow what might come from that. Remember that whole thing? But I was already 3 months behind, and it seemed kind of ridiculous to start again, even though it was a goal. Remember all that? Well, that lasted for exactly 1 day. 1 day it lasted for. And I felt terrible that I got back to this, I don't want to call it a resolution, but a goal maybe, to do that. And then it lasted for an entirety of 1 day. It was sort of like the way I was going to start doing more cardio every day. And then magically that hasn't really happened either. I am doing more cardio. That's true. But I'm not doing it every day. And I had this goal originally that, I have a big birthday coming up at the end of June. And I wanted to look great for that. And I wanted to be able to have like a great party and to perform and to sing. But it just seems more clear to me that that's not going to happen no matter what I do. It just seems there's no point in planning a party, especially one on my own behalf, or getting ready to perform for my friends, because at this point, however unfortunate it might be, I don't really have any. I have some people who are close, and I have they're friendly acquaintances, and I have people who might be on the verge of becoming friends, but I don't really have anybody that I can turn to and trust and know that they will do the right thing and have my own best interest at heart. I don't think there's anybody like that in my life. And that makes me sad. It sort of reminds me like whenever I have to go fill out these medical forms, which is more often now, particularly since I'm sick again. It always says in case of emergency, contact whoever, and I don't have anybody. And that makes me very sad. That I don't, but I don't. And but today I finally got confirmation from someone who has over the years pretended to be a friend or pretended to be close or whatever. And I finally got confirmation today that they hate me. Hate's a strong word, but not chosen by accident in this case. And well, that makes me very sad. I like the clarification. I like clarity. I like knowing where I stand. There's a decided lack of that going on in California in general. There's a decided lack of knowing where you stand. You're always supposed to be guessing. It's difficult. It's difficult for me anyway. And that's part of what these videos were about. I always make the assumption that anything I say out loud, period, is being recorded somewhere and can and will be used against me in a court of law. And I'm sure that day is coming. I'm sure all I'm really doing is providing people who do hate me with even more evidence to build a case if they were smart enough to be redoing that. I don't have 30%. Anyway, where were we? Oh, we were doing a video a day. So one of the things that I need to do is rehearse tonight, and I slept in very late today. I'm very tired. This whole medical procedure thing that I'm undergoing currently makes me very tired most of the time, and I'm doing my best, but oy, 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 it's not going well necessarily. Um, so, what did I want to address tonight, aside from the fact that I'm tired and that nobody likes me? Because those are two big ones. You know, I have a friend, let's just call him that. I know I just said I don't really have any friends, but I have people that are in my life. I have people that are friendly to me. I have people that seem to care, but, you know, so much has happened that it just makes me not believe in anybody anymore, and that makes me sad. But, uh, and this all stems really from being held hostage by Stan L. Howard, who used to live at 60 West Ninth Street, where I lived for about 9 years, and one of them as a hostage. Uh, and you would think I would be over that by now. That was in 2005. You would think I'd be over it. So it's like almost 20 years. You think I'd be over it, or that I could ever trust anybody again, and I don't. And in this instance, it's kind of a good thing because I really know, not believe, know there are people who were close to me that, with no explanation, have been decidedly working against me. And as sad as that is, it's very sad. Um, it's undeniable. Like the mountain of evidence to support what I'm saying is undeniable, and that makes me sad. And it makes me feel like I have to fight for every day, and it makes me feel like I have to fight for every moment. And you know, it'd be one thing to if I, you know, because I don't have a family, and I don't have anybody who is my advocate, and it's very lonely. And now I'm going through this thing medical that's yeah, it's a lot. So, what was the point? Point is, I got confirmation finally on being hated, and that's good. And you know, last Monday I was able to do the show completely by myself, and I'll do it again. I mean, if the point is to try to take away the one thing I care about, I don't think that's going to happen because I can do it by myself. Even if nobody watches or nobody shows up, I'll still do it by myself because I don't like the idea that somebody else gets to take away yet another thing that I created. Um, I don't begin to understand that. You know, I worked hard in the first one of these little videos to not name names, but it just doesn't seem fair not to. I'm going to try to avoid it at least as long as I can. But for the record, I wish I had never done Young Frankenstein the concert. I wish that. I wish that that had never happened. If I could go back in any recent history and remove one, was on the one hand, it was nothing but a disaster. But on the other hand, it was the perfect opportunity for the forces that are currently working against me to hang their hat on something. Like the one guy, I can't name any names. One guy is now going around. I have like one patron that who I appreciate who sends me a check every month, and it's really no more than you would spend going out for a drink to do an open mic, and I think that's how he's made his calculation. But he's very nice about it, and he sends me a check. He's the only one who does, by the way. He's my only patron, and so and I've had trouble with bank accounts, not because because of Stan Howard, who was in the banking, and he's kind of ruined uh, everything for me for the past 20 years. But now there's a new crew, Stan. You can retire and stop. But anyway, I so up until recently, there was someone who was helping me by depositing them in his account and then giving me the cash. But that's no longer available to me as a service because this is the individual that hater, the bank account holder hater, went up to the guy who is my patron while drunk and told him to stop doing that, to stop sending me that because I was so awful as a human being and that I was terrible to the people in the cast as a director and all sorts of terrible things. And I would challenge anyone who was involved in that concert, anyone to ever say, to tell me exactly when, where, and how I was ever anything but supportive during rehearsal, because to say otherwise is not only a lie, it's an easily proven lie because most of the rehearsals, most of them, were on video. And I put them on video for the very reason that's happening now, which is that I would be accused of being something that I was not. So most of them are on video, but not all of them. But after the Iron, well, this one I will name names. After the Iron Donato incident of pretending he was going to, after he was pretending that he was going to be involved in the show and then made this ridiculous and completely obvious, painfully obvious performance of picking a fight out of nowhere and storming out and blaming me after that. And that's when it was revealed, that he and someone else who was close to me, who was the bank holder, are involved. And who knew that? Nobody told me that, and they still don't. They still won't admit it. And it makes my life very difficult. So, but that's where everything started with Young Frankenstein. And once the cat was out of the bag on that, it just went downhill quickly. It just did. But it gave everyone a great excuse to walk out. But I would challenge anyone, including Iron, to point to one moment that I was ever anything but polite. I never raised my voice. But after Iron is when they started being recorded. And I knew, like, the first time that this old actor friend of mine came in, I could tell he had been prepped. And I could tell that things were said to him. And so from then on, I had someone with me because I need a witness. I need a witness. And I guess that's what you guys are. You guys are a witness. Someday I'll have an audience that I can talk to. And someday they'll be watching as I do one of these live things. And I can get the reality check that I want. But until then, we're just going to have to be a voice in to break a silence is what we'll have to be. So where are we currently? Oh, today I got confirmation that I'm hated. And even then I kept working and I kept doing what I had made a commitment to do because I think that's important. I really do. But let's see if I have the video from yesterday because I actually need to rehearse because coming up this week on Show Off Show, this Monday we are doing Spring Awakening. And at first I thought I was going to do just what a day this has been. What a rare. I thought I was going to do that. But then I thought, and I also thought I was going to do You Make Me Feel So Young. You Make Me Feel So Spring Has Sprung. I was going to do that, which I still am, by the way, because I'll probably be filling the entire 2 hours by myself. But if I'm not, I'm also doing Springtime for Hitler, which seems like a natural. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I'm supposed to be, the male guy. And I don't know why it wasn't the first thing to pop into my head. So I started reviewing. Hello, it's me. So I started reviewing last night that, and it would be a very good idea to do that again. So I'm going to see if I can find that somewhere. Let's see. Because the karaoke version is, well, I'll have to find it and then come back on and rehearse with you later. So I think this officially counts as doing at least one video. I'm not sure that I made any sense. And I'm probably going to have to put it on private anyway, which doesn't, but at least I know that I did it. And then someday, maybe somebody will be watching. Over the weekend, I did get to go see a musical with a couple of friends who, I know I keep saying friends and then I say I don't have any. It's not like I'm ungrateful to the people who are nice to me. I'm just talking about the kind of friend that you can call up at 3 o'clock in the morning and they'll still be happy to hear from you because they care about you, even if you wake them up. And I don't have anybody like that. I don't have anybody that I can call in the middle of an emergency, and I don't have anybody to list on my in case of emergency notify, because I don't know anybody who would know what to do, or who would care enough to do it. I know that sounds mean to the people who think they're my friends, but you know, you would I can make a couple of exceptions to that. I don't want to name names because they'll be hurt, but I can make a couple of exceptions to people who might really be a friend, but I just can't tell anymore. I mean, they're still going to the other show that was still on from me, so I don't know. It's tough to tell. But anyway, I said I was going to do a video. I did one, and now I want to eat. So if I'm still alive tomorrow, you'll get another one.